Right, yeah. So as we finished up yesterday, I realised I made a mistake with the turbo ammo, the homing ammo. So I need to fix my recipe. So it was in the homing ammo, I had the wrong number for rifle ammo. So now we have to go and just correct all these changes. We need to update. See, I previously had this running at 26.7%, and that was just needed one machine, but now the amount's changed and we need to sort all of that out. So we'll fly over there, the first one up to the top over there. And this is actually part of the genius of this playthrough, where I have everything individually made, is that it's easy for me to go and adjust this. Look, I've done that mistake there as well. I reckon there's a bug in the so that's too far. Now that's still too far, but it's not in the it doesn't have the trying to think, encroaching message, which is a little bit annoying. Anyway, so this machine here we need to change, and I need to change. It's going to recalculate everything. So 66.7%. Rightio. Now that means we need to go and fix the copper sheets and the smokeless powder to reflect that. So I need to go to the copper sheets, and it's this one here. We need to change that because it's not 2.5 machines, because I have it at 40%. What's going on, Randy? You're having trouble getting around with that cone, are you? There you go. Oh, geez, I'll be glad when he's out of that cone. It just drives me insane. Okay, so I think it's this one here. No, it's not this one. No, there's another one that's at 40%. I think it might be downstairs. This is it. Yeah, it's this one. So that should really be 100%. So with that one, and what I need to be doing too is fixing these signs as I go. So now I need to go to the copper ingot. And it is this one here. Not a major change, but probably the heavy oil residue is going to be the weirder one to work out. I've kind of finished with this now, so let's get rid of this. We have to fix that at some point. Okay, so it'll be the one that's outputting 8. This one. So this needs to now be 20%, and it's 10 and 10. Oops, 10. And it's outputting 20 per minute. So if we change that to 20%, that'll up that. So that fixes that part of it. So now we'll go back to the rifle ammo. Smokeless powder is next. We need to fix that. So smokeless powder. Let's go and I might go and fix the, so it's this one here. I might go and fix the heavy oil residue that's coming from the plastic production line. So, and it should be this one here, because it's not, this is supposed to be one machine. So we'll go and fix that. And then that'll increase the amount of heavy oil residue coming in the pipe, and then we'll go and fix it. The amount of crude oil coming in shouldn't matter, because that's all very minimal what we're consuming there. That's what all these individual pipes are. Which, they weren't rendering their full status of a pipe until I got close enough for them to, look at them here. They're not rendered. Looks like the pipes are empty from a distance. Oh no, they're full. Just wasn't close enough. So that one is this one. No, not this one. Not this one. It's this one. Homing ammo. So previously I had it at 13.4%. Yep, that's this one. So basically 33.4%. That'll output more plastic, more output. We're not really using the plastic, which I'm going to do something with that actually at some point. I'm going to make empty canisters, which I might start doing that now. And that's Randy having a scratch in the background. So 33.4%. Yeah, I got rid of that. I'm going to come back to that. No, we're going to do it now. So, yeah, instead of that, what I'll do, because I'm going to use empty canisters in the future, so I may as well put the constructor in place and feed those canisters into a let's do it, dimensional depot. I think this will work. Yep, so I have that there. I had a smart splitter here. So this is just going to output plastic at 6.68 per minute. There we go. That's the rate we're going to do it at. So now I can say overflow empty canister straight ahead and overflow to the right. And if there's enough room, oh, this might be a good use. Yeah, I might do this. So I'm going to put this here. Because I want to do something a bit silly. Maybe. What does a dimensional depot look like? If I had that there, no, it's clipping into here. No, that's not what I want. But I should just, well, what I might do is just put one after the other. That'll be fine. I don't need to feed it directly on top. That went there. And that went there. That'll be fine. That Mark III, so it feeds it quickly. And he's having a good scratch. And that should just go straight there. That's great. I'm just gonna because that plastic's being sunk. I'm just going to put making canisters, empty canisters, and feeding into and feeding into dimension. Perfect. All right, now let's go. Now we have to go to the smokeless powder and correct that one. Because that's starting to back up a little. Which it shouldn't be. Because, well, it is, and it's not a big deal. So that's over here. I think it's this one here. Right. No, yeah, that's right, yep. So this is 33.4% again. Guys, peace out. Got to go to a darts club meeting. Have fun, guys. Enjoy your darts. Okay, so this one is now 6.68. And the heavy oil residue is 3.34. And that will output at 6.68. So that is the machine needs to be set to 33.4. There we go. The black powder is this one here. So where have we got? Black powder. And that is this one here. Which is this one coming down here, which is down, which should be this one here. Oh. So it's (22.3%). So that will be 6.69. That's not right. So 22.3%. That fixes that one. So now we look back at the rifle ammo. No, I've gone too far. So I fixed the copper sheet, I fixed the smokeless powder. So that should be call the elevator. No, next floor up. See, that's why we needed the elevator. It was so tall up, so far up in the factory. Alright, so this is now, we're just waiting on basically the updated copper sheet. It looks like it's improving because we've gone from 43% to 44%. There's still, yeah, we're still fluctuating. Because of the distance the copper sheet has to take to get here, it's going to take about 5 minutes or so for that to eventuate. That will be, that's the smokeless powder. So there's some copper sheet coming. If we have a look at it coming in, which is here. Here's our change. Maybe that's a bit more consistent. Yeah, that seems to be the rate. It's only 10 per minute. That's probably about right. Well, while we're waiting, we're going to put some more of these power towers down and we'll check that progress in a minute. So that's these things that I made that I want to put at every intersection. And this is how I want to distribute the power to all the buildings instead of going from building to building. Silence that. So I've got power. It's kind of hard to see the power. There it is there. And that one there. And I kind of got to basically guess the middle. Because it's too long. And we're just going to keep running these throughout all the intersections. And I may, we'll just keep them. Some of them are a bit shorter than others. the distances, but that's okay. That's how I plan it. Onto there. Right, so somewhere halfway is about here. This is a tough one for a halfway mark. That's looking like 10 per minute there. There you go. Yeah, the gap's no longer there. We'll go up in a minute and check that. This one's going to be interesting. It's kind of in the way of the trucks, but kind of not. And we're going to be clipping through some of the power towers for a bit. Or we just get rid of them. And then we'll deal with... Yeah. I'll deal with the floating towers once we've finished doing all this. No, I'll do the customizer when I'm done. I'll just be back in a sec. I thought I heard Randy being sick, but he's just it's just his cone scraping. Look at the light down there. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's just going to look good at night. Another one. Ooh, there's a few I missed. Well, not missed, but the city's expanded since I first put all the towers that were here historically. So I might put one of them here. And we'll hook them all up, and then we'll do the power. Okay, that one there. and then we'll run the power back. That's just a temporary while they get this infrastructure positioned. That's too long. I might do it to about here. Oh, actually that's going to go to there. Glad, hello, welcome. How are you today? Just going through setting up some power, a power grid. Well, I've got them out of light. It's throwing. Too long. Too long. Probably will go. Just got back from grocery shopping, time for a break and to watch some Satisfactory. Absolutely. I really feel like I'm starting to make some nice progress. Some things are really aesthetically nice happening now in the factory. I still haven't automated heavy modular frames or computers, but we'll get there. There is no rush. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So that one's fine to there. That's done. Okay, so that's to there. Save stutter. Okay, so that's so there, and there should be concrete, and there. So now I'll interlock all of these with power. So it'll be a big distributed power grid. And it should be long enough. Satisfactory 1.1, right? Verdict from the guru? Yep. It's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff in 1.1 that just has put the icing on the cake. You know, things like when you sample a beam, anything you sample copies what's been applied to it, so it's not the standard factory color, it's got the factory color. When you sample a constructor, it's the recipe defined at the clock rate and all that. Resnar, but still no curved walls or foundations. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, that, isn't it? It's something everyone's been asking for a long time. It's nice and fresh ideas. Yeah, you're actually gonna... There's a lot you can do in the game now. And like just these aesthetics, like these H-beams, they're a really needed aesthetic. Being a factory game, it's an industrial look that was definitely missing. I don't know why they call them H-beams when they're actually called I-beams in real life. So that's something I'm a little bit confused about. But if that's my biggest gripe, then I think that's okay. If you turn them sideways, they make a H. Some places do call them that, but usually just I-beam. Yeah, Resnar. Definitely would be a something that differs from location to location. Absolutely. Alright, so there'll be one here. Where's my asphalt? Asphalt. That's asphalt. Oh. May have to... I wish you could move these. You know? Nudge them across. I suppose I need to re-record that route because it needs to be really coming around here. I could maybe delete that node and that node, but something I can worry about in the future if I feel like it. This is going to be a bit different because there'll be one. One there. Another one here. This one is placed wrong. It's going to go there. I reckon about there. Where's the... Yep. Lucky I put the barriers up. I think I may have to redrive that one. I'll come back in a sec. Oh, I just want to go and check this production of ammo. Can you add another floor stop? Okay, so it just changes the floor stop. It keeps it power connected. That's pretty cool. Or maybe it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. No, actually.
Fix it, elevator. Here to lift you up and to let you down.
Thanks, Ada. Alright, let's have a look. 100%. So that's fixed. There, look at that. They're coming in at their perfect rate. So there has to be 6 in there by the time this reaches 100%. Perfect. So that means these are running at 100% as well. Because that needs to be at 40 by the time that hits 100%. It's awesome. Well, there you go. We've already got 1800 made. So that's fixed. Someone's going to make a note about that. Perfect. Alright, let's keep doing this lighting, the power grid setup. Imagine if someone made a mod called the I-beam mod. It was exactly the same dimensions and everything. It was just called the I-beam. There's one. What's that one? I don't know. Yeah, actually I do need... I'll take this one down to here. So it will go here. some power connected up. This one, that's the power coming in. Smoking, hello, welcome. How are you today? And they're connected that way. That one. Too long. Right, so there'll be another one here. Definitely gonna have to re-record that driving route. I'll keep going, I'll do the power in a minute. This is a tricky one here. So we've got that one. And I've got this one here. There's a tough one. How does that one work? Because we may just have to do a I think what needs to happen is probably kind of needs this to happen. And we just need to get rid of some lights. I think that'll be what we'll do. That's interesting, because this is how we get the power up there. Yeah, I reckon. What? Oh no, I thought I'd screwed up, but no, it's just a different. So we'll work out how to connect to that in a minute. We'll bring these back and connect them in with everything else. It's great. It's so much easier using blueprints for this sort of stuff. Ooh, there's going to be crashes in this intersection, that's for sure. Someone's going to need a reroute, a re-recording. That's not bad. Maybe not. Smoking, that is brilliant and so realistic. Thanks very much, Smoking. I didn't like the other way I had power towers, and I just wanted. I was going to come up with a better idea, and then when these H-beams came along, it made all the difference. So now I can hook them all up and interconnect them and have a massive power grid So the buildings connect via the power grid and not, right now they connect building to building to building. So if they disconnect something in one of the buildings, it has a chance of disconnecting another building that's trained into it. So this should give me a better dissection of it. And they're set up to, each one's got a light control panel in the bottom here, so I can change the color of each one, and they're all set to just on night mode, so they're not on during the day. But yeah, it's definitely starting to come alive as a industrial city. But I'll hook all the buildings up once I've connected the power correctly everywhere. Now that is too long, so I reckon I'll go about here. That one might have reached. Yeah, it did. Nice. Right now, actually, that's okay. Oh, that will solve this not this building, but that building next to it. The way I bring that power into it, that's beautiful. So I'll be able to put I'll hook it up later, but that means I'll be able to hook that to there. Am I having vehicle accidents cross streets? There is one intersection that's a little bit too congested, and sometimes they get locked, but they have seemed to, it's hit and miss. Sometimes they'll resolve it themselves. Other times I have to go and drive one, so I may have to re-record some of those routes to go a different, not to use that intersection. But this is the most reliable I've had vehicles since playing Satisfactory. In all the different iterations where I've tried vehicles. Alright, so that one will go there. Starting to get dark soon. We should see all the lights in action. And that brings us back around to here. Might go, yeah, we'll go that way. Ooh. So are you using the middle road to run electrical? Yeah. So right now the the electricity kind of, you can see here, it jumps from that building to that building, and then another building. So if one of these is disconnected, it can affect other flowing on buildings. So what I want to do is have power running everywhere in a big grid, and then from that grid connect to the buildings where required. So then only an individual building can lose power, because that's kind of technically how a power grid works. So once I've laid out the whole electrical grid, then I'll go back and start connecting the buildings and not have them daisy chaining off each other. But that's why I'm putting those power nipples in the location where I want them to be. Power running back. Right, we'll put that one there. Oh man, just a bit short. And then And then this should hook up to the end there. Ah, it's too long. Too long. There's nothing going that way at the moment, but I might still... I do kind of like having this near the rock. That's perfect. Beautiful. And then this is just going to be a full connection along here. That's where that's getting that one from, isn't it? I want to do this outside over here, all the way along that edge. And then we'll do the other side of the factory. Holy moly. I'm chewing through that many steel beam. Oh, have I actually depleted my storage as well? Wow. Now I'm just relying on what's is being made. Yeah, I think so. Let's go and have a look at that. We'll go and double check. I suppose if it's 100 per... If it's 100 beams per tower, and I'm building lots and lots of them, then yeah, I'm going to... 10 towers is 1,000 beams, which is I think roughly 5 stacks. Yep, because they're coming up at Mark 3. Yeah, there you go. So just by building that, I've depleted. Not depleted, yeah, but I my backups, my source of steel beams. So a box of 1,000, 10 towers, and it's gone. And then all my interconnecting. Let's go up and have a look what this looks like from up at the space elevator now that it's night time. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You can see some light over there. There's obviously a lot of intersections along here, but I like it. And we could soften it at some point. All these power towers will disappear once I get this whole setup in place. don't have any other supplies of them that I can think of. Well, there you go. Maybe my... So I made 3 machines worth for the Pioneer. So either I could have had maybe industrial storage containers worth of them set aside, or made more machines worth. It's 180 steel ingots. And early on, that's actually a lot of coal and iron that you may not have access to. Oh wow, and yeah. So each one of these, it's 1 beam per 1 meter. So it's going to add up. I could sloop it to speed up production for the moment. We might do that. And we can take them out later. I think that's a good use of slooping. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Get a couple of screenshots. Well, I'll be getting 90 a minute now instead of 45 a minute, so that'll be heaps. Should be adequate. Oops. How far am I from the ground? Not too far. We're in the rocky desert, so it's just down there. At varying heights, so this is high enough that I can bring trains in. Underneath. Ooh, golly gosh. One of your mistakes, you're too low. Yeah, it's something I planned right from the get-go. Like actually, in my last playthrough, in one of the last episodes when we were out exploring, we did a bit of a test. I'll find the screenshots I took. Where are they? I don't know. I made some screenshots of in the rocky desert. Oh, I think I moved them to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to those screenshots. I put them in a... They do show in some of my early episodes. But basically what it is I worked out where's the highest point in the rocky desert that I could run trains in, and then put some platforms up, put a train station down, and then work out, okay, that there is where I want the ground floor to be. The roof, this bottom road level here. And I took some screenshots of it. There you go. I've got vehicle deadlocks. Have just happened. Sometimes they resolve it themselves. Other times I've got to go and sort it out. You see this one came along now. It got stuck. And now, yeah. I'll go and sort it out because that will give me some time for my steel beams to top up. And all I've got to do is get in one of the vehicles, move it a bit, and then they all just take off and it's fine. So that I've got to redo some of the trucks coming through here, so they're not all using this one intersection. That's my big mistake. So that's it now. They all just start. Once I move one, see, that one was driving, and then it gave way for this one. I'd like to know what the... and then it gives way to this one. And then finally, it goes, oh, I'll go now. A lot of new stuff was added since update 5. Big stuff I don't know about. My home train stations and lines are cramped. Yeah, right. Yeah, that might need a bit of a rework. That's that. Alright, that there. It's not super exciting when you're doing a bunch of same old repetitive tasks, but the end result makes it all worthwhile. Don't you run over me. Right, so this should be this whole side of the factory city done. Everything is interlocking. Now it's just working in the other side. This is a bit different here because some of these areas sort of come to an end. to here. And then this one can go to here. Alright, so this one I'm going to do to here. I think I want that to there. Yep. Should reach this one directly. Now I'm not going to go down there because that's intentionally a smaller size. That's correct. 25, and then I don't think you can really see circuit boards coming in at 2.5 per minute. Because there was one over here that was... Is it here or somewhere else? Can't remember.
C. C's for teabagging.
Corinne, hello, welcome. How am I? I'm doing well. How about yourself? What are you up to? So that one will be connected over there, I think. This one, I could probably have one there. It's going to be in the rock. I reckon if I do there, so long story short, I may have just landed a pretty great partnership Twitch-wise. I can't really say anything yet, but things are looking up. Excellent. Ah, it's great to hear you, Corin. So the clue is up. So you're playing like a game with as an old man with balloons. I think there's a movie called Up, something like that. How am I going? I'm doing pretty good, thanks. No complaints here. Just plodding along as always. Just making things happen. F this, Kent. So I reckon I'll do this to here. And then... Actually, let's experiment. That's a tough one. Because I don't know where it's got to go. You just made my night nice. Yeah, no idea what's going to happen. I did my part being respectful and asking permission before just being rude. That's alright. So that hopefully will... That goes to... there. So can I... get rid of that. And then I'm going to do this. That's kind of the best I can do. And then that can go to there. Yeah, things have been tense for me with all the world events. I'm just a fake streamer trying to make a positive mark in the world that puts up with me. Right. As long as you enjoy what you do, that's all that matters. I wouldn't call you a fake streamer. Everyone that gets on and enjoys themselves pushes the go live button. They're doing something special. There's a lot of other people that can't or won't try. Sometimes it's just a matter of just doing your best. One there. And maybe... I don't know. Because there's 1, 2... and there would be one there normally. Thank you, you need to sleep, but I hear you. I see you. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. No worries, Corin. Well, thanks for calling in and saying hi. It's good to have you here. I reckon I'll put it here. Everyone's got nipples. Found that one, Corin. That's a recent one, that one. And yeah. Rightio. Put another one here. Oh, I nearly walked into a moving vehicle. That would have been bad. I reckon that might have reached, to be honest. Nah, too far. Why, too long. You're really consuming the steel beams. I'm powering through them. So I reckon I'll put one about here. We'll just go and connect this one up. Suck and dry the steel beams, that's for sure. Oh, he needs a re-recording, that's for sure. But that happens, so it doesn't really matter. Oh dear. And he's also having some issues there. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna start down this end. Oh, we're really running low. Just going to check if there's any other machines that have them spare. I don't think so. Because I'm syncing everything, there's never any spare. But there might be some in the inventory of machines. Like over here. And you can be given some ceiling supports. You deserve it. That is 400 I can steal. But that won't be for long. But that's about really all I can steal, because that shouldn't be backed up. What's that rate that comes in at? 30, yeah, that's 60. That's a solid belt. And now that I've taken that, that'll be the end of that production. It'll be a while before that saturates again. This one's interesting. So it's probably going to be here. The only other one, it would be encased industrial beams. There'd be a bit of inventory build up perhaps, but that would be it. Oh, it's slowly happening. Beautiful. Am I using power switches between buildings? Not yet, but that is a plan. I'd like to put some priority power switches in for each building. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still thinking about that. Why does that do that? Yeah, we need to going to have to reprogram some of these routes for sure. This, okay, good. It'd be interesting if these actually, the one, when I put that one there, I'd be interested to see what it does. If it has a positive effect on the locking I'm getting. So I don't know why he's going crazy. That's power for over there, so that actually I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to put a this will just help me remember. Well, it's not. Well, yeah, okay. It's not actually. It's not going to connect to there, so I'm going to get rid of that. It's going to be for going over there. I don't know. I don't know. Because I might do it over there. We'll see. Awesome. This is where it's going to really... One there and one there is going to go to shit. Or it's going to be an improvement. So that's with that one, and that's with that one. So we got one here. Right, they'll build up. I'm just going to run this power while I wait. Probably put one right about there. I don't know. I think it might be having a difference. It's hard to tell. We'll just do a couple more and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. I think I can steal some from over here. From the encased industrial beams. Oh, I got completely disoriented then. No. No, I can't. They are running at efficiency. There is no... There's no spooling of spare beams. That's incredible. That's how it should be. Definitely sleeping those machines helped. That 90 per minute has made a big difference. All I've got to do is stop and do something else for a minute or two, and I can keep going. This one's having problems. I've got a feeling by having this jankiness here, it's actually going to solve a lot of the deadlock issues between the vehicles. So I don't know if I put one here. Yeah, I think so. This one's half and half. Let's just get up here and have a quick look while it's night. I'd be interested. Yeah, maybe that's when the power turned on there. Our power usage is definitely up now. We're using half of our power, which is great. These extra lights are looking nice. So that, if I want that to line up with that there, we'll put it there. I reckon we're going to put it there. Let me think. If that was a 1, a 2, so I want to put it in this one here, and we'll redo that. Right here. So we're not going to go down there because that's just a single lane road, that one. We will be going that way, and we will be going this way. A few of them are having some issues. We'll do some proper vehicle recording in another stage. I'm probably going to need another 100 to get to there. Nice. Well, I reckon we'll... We've got I think a save then. That might do that. I want to keep going and do all that, but I don't want to. I've got an early start tomorrow, so I think we're going to head back. And we'll wrap it up for today's episode. I really like the power. I don't know about that one there. It's good that we got that homing ammo fixed up. Game Detective 50, that factory is looking too neat and clean. I know, right? It's getting there. I'm liking all this lighting I've just added in and power grid. We're getting rid of these power towers soon. I'm just implementing a whole grid first with these blueprints. And yeah, we'll be on to... Oh, that's a good question. What's next? Oh, and it's all the lights turned off because it's daytime. Gas filters next. And then we'll be on to turbo fuel power. Oh, and that'll be 29 generators. That is for... What is that for? I'm using the fuel recipe, am I? Fuel G8. Oh, yes, that's right. I remember now. So... We're going to make residual fuel. So 9 refineries making residual fuel from the heavy oil residue. And the heavy oil residue is coming from rubber. That's how it's going to happen. So that 400 rubber. And that 400 rubbers for... why did I make that much rubber? Can't remember. I think it's for this one, all this stuff. No, because that's only 135. I don't know. I think I was just making 400 rubber for the sake of making 400 rubber. Oh, here it is, here. Yeah, I have no actual use for that rubber. I'm just making the rubber for the Pioneer. That's what I'm doing. So 20 machines and that rubber. Interesting. We'll just sink it and make points. Anyway, there's other things you do. You could do other stuff. I can't remember. Think right now. I made decisions months ago about how it was going to be done, so I've just got to follow my whatever I was thinking back then. It is 600 crude oil. That's what it is. I wanted to demonstrate 600 crude oil. 4 coupons today. We're making about 4 coupons a day at the moment. Alright, excellent episode today. First up, we just fixed up the little issue I had with the homing ammo where I made the wrong amount of rifle ammo. That's all sorted out. It's running at 100%. We're just getting a shit ton of homing ammo coming out, going straight into the dimensional depot. Yesterday, in the previous episode, we made a tower with lights on it to put in all the intersections and distribute the power across the whole factory. And we just went through today deploying that everywhere throughout between all the buildings to make a massive global grid. And then when we're finished doing that in the next episode, then I'll connect the buildings up to the grid and disconnect them the way they're currently connected as they're daisy chained from building to building. And we'll get rid of the old towers that are sitting in the air, hanging in the air right now. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.